What was the first tattoo you got?
A pencil sketch that I done when I was 16.
What are some of your favorite tattoos that you have?
Almost all of them. My favorite one is my first one. So.
First tattoo I gave somebody was this gang member cat out in LA. He wanted his last name on his finger, and I hand poked it. I used a very, very crude needle device to hand poke it in there, and yeah, it was pretty rough and very unrespected.
What was the first tattoo you ever got?
First one I ever got was in the same method. It was a hand poke method, and I stupid and got my initials tattooed on my hip. For different pieces, we use multiple types of needles for different effects, shading, lining, fill. They all vary, and there's hundreds of different kinds to use. Assembly processes, they're all relatively the same. These are tattoo machines. I don't know if I already told you about them. Basically, they're two electromagnets with a armature bar and some springs on them, which make the needle go up and down and penetrate the skin. And so this particular one is about a $400 electromagnet. The styles of them, I mean, they have various types, but the general idea of them hasn't changed in over 100 years. They're still the same today. The only thing that's changed is the price. It's always good to buy high-end ones. It's like any other craft out there. The better equipment you have, the better work you can produce. But I've had this shader. It's from Italy, but I've had it for about going on about 10 years now, 9 or 10 years. I'm gonna use a different one right now. So they ran at various speeds, different throws. Right now I'm going to start doing the shade work. I usually work from dark to light when it comes to the coloring process. I'm going to do the same colors in this particular one as he's supposed to be, but I'm going to do a little bit more realistic looking color work as opposed to cartoony, even though they're cartoonies, but I'm doing that to match the other work that he has on them so they kind of combine nicely. So let's see here. Here we go. Not always, but usually the coloring or shading process doesn't bother people as much as the line work. It's not always the case, but most of the time it is. Give a little depth. Do some light and shadow there. Usually makes up for a better looking tattoo than originally desired. It's done properly, of course. There's a definite design placed in the skin. I like to freestyle and just kind of go at it, you know, rather than have to go by fixed and fixed design. gives it a lot more of a custom touch and a lot more personal feel to it as opposed to, pre-done ones. As you can see, the original design, even though it's a reverse picture, didn't have those types of shading in it, but it is going to add a lot of depth to it and more finish. A little bit more realism to it. Every artist works at his or her own speed. I've had people tell me, "Oh man, he did this in 20 minutes." My response is usually, "Yeah, it looks like it," But I don't know. I think the more you cruise, the more time you put into it, rather than rush through or treat it like it's an assembly line. The better the tattoo usually, comes out. I got the black shading done. I'm gonna rinse this needle off and we'll switch into another color. Alright, now I'm working with a dark brown. Usually the colors, or some people call them inks, technically they're pigment, which is a powder substance which makes the colors. They go in usually a little bit darker at first, and as they start healing because of the soreness under the skin, they start brightening up as time progresses. And everybody can react different to the tattoo pigment. Not everybody heals the same. Not everybody takes the ink like their buddy does. It's a very, very unpredictable medium to work with. What might do well on one person might not on another. And there's not terribly too many allergic properties in them. They're actually quite organic. But there are, certain types of reds, even possibly yellows. People, they are harder to heal, and some people heal pretty rough with them. Some do just wonderful. It's all in the individual. And 90% of about how tattoos heal, usually the human body takes about 30 to 45 days, roughly, 4 to 6 weeks to heal completely. And after about the 6-week mark, that's usually what the tattoo is going to look like, permanently, provided they stay out of the sun. The sun, any type of UV light is a tattoo's enemy. As far as the tattoo pigments are concerned, the inks, every color is actually a different pigment. They're not made of the same stuff other than what they may be cut with. So a lot of people are under the impression, hey, it's ink, it's the same, it's all the same. It isn't. And they have cheap ink out there, which everything I use, we try to purchase the best of the best. Usually runs about anywhere from, every color's different, but usually runs for, about $40 for, 4 to 6 ounces. Pinks are a little more expensive than whites per se. Kind of like the same as if you're buying or you're going to paint your car, and certain colors actually cost more than others. It's kind of the same concept with this. I'm going to get another color ready here. kind of rule of thumb, other than your direct equipment that you're using, if you ever have to stop or touch anything else or pick something up, get rid of the gloves,